Let's get right into it. Number 9, the light beams from heaven. Picture this. You're walking home on a freezing night. You look up and freeze. Massive beams of light are shooting straight into the sky. It looks like aliens are about to abduct your neighbor's cow, but what's actually happening is way cooler than any UFO story. These are light pillars, and they're basically nature showing off with mirrors. When it gets super cold outside, tiny ice crystals form in the air. These aren't your regular chunky ice cubes though, they're microscopic, flat, six-sided crystals that float around like tiny disco balls. But these ice crystals are lazy and they like to lay flat as they drift through the air. When light from street lamps hits these flat-laying ice crystals, they all reflect the light straight up. It's like having millions of tiny mirrors in the sky, all pointing the same way. And because these ice crystals are spread out at different heights, it creates what looks like a solid beam of light. People have been losing their minds over these for centuries. Some thought they were messages from gods, others swore aliens were marking landing spots. During World War II, these light pillars caused actual panic. Air raid wardens would spot these beams and sound the alarm, thinking enemy searchlights were targeting their cities. Entire towns would black out their windows and hide in basements, all because some ice crystals decided to put on a light show. Number 8, the desert that sings its own doom. You're walking through a desert at sunset. Suddenly, a deep, haunting hum rises from the sand. It sounds like some massive creature is growling underground, warning you to leave. Welcome to the Singing Dunes, nature's creepiest concert. These dunes create sounds so loud they can be heard miles away. Even Marco Polo was freaked out by them. He thought evil spirits were making the noise, which honestly isn't the worst guess. But it's not demons. It's billions of sand grains having the world's most synchronized dance party. When sand slides down the dune, each grain bumps into its neighbors. One grain makes a tiny sound, but millions together? That's a full bass concert that'll rattle your bones. These sandy performers are divas though. They'll only sing if everything's perfect. The grains need to be almost perfectly round, exactly the same size, and squeaky clean. No dust, no moisture. These are the Beyoncé of geological formations. They don't perform unless conditions are flawless. Each dune has its own voice. Some hit a perfect G sharp, others go full orchestra, belting out multiple notes like they're auditioning for Desert's Got Talent. The sound can reach 105 decibels. That's as loud as a chainsaw. Imagine being an ancient traveler, alone in the desert, when the ground starts screaming at you. No wonder people thought it was cursed. Number 7. The sky that rains animals. Imagine walking down the street on a normal day when suddenly a fish hits you in the face. This isn't the start of a bad joke. This is a Tuesday in Honduras. For centuries, people reported strange cases of animals falling from the sky. We're talking fish, frogs, and even spiders raining down like some biblical plague. The culprit is something called a waterspout, which is basically a tornado that forms over water. These sky vacuums are so powerful they can suck up small animals just minding their own business. These poor creatures get lifted hundreds of feet into the air. Yeah, one second you're a fish swimming around, next second you're flying economy class without a ticket. When the waterspout runs out of steam, it drops its cargo wherever. Could be your backyard, could be your windshield. In Honduras, this happens so often, they actually have a festival for it called Lluvia de Peces. Literally rain of fish. But it's not just fish getting the sky treatment. Back in the 1980 seconds, entire towns in England got showered with tiny frogs. The weirdest part is these animal rains usually only drop one type of creature at a time. The waterspouts are apparently picky, only grabbing creatures of similar size and weight. It's like nature's version of a sorting machine, except instead of organizing candy by color, it's organizing animals by how aerodynamic they are. So, next time someone tells you it's raining cats and dogs, you can correct them. It's probably just frogs, or fish, or if you're really unlucky, spiders. Number 6, the giant hole punched in the clouds. Imagine looking up and seeing a perfect circular hole in the clouds, like God took a giant cookie cutter to the sky. For years, people were convinced these were UFO landing spots. Turns out it's caused by airplanes. These holes, called fall streak holes, happen when an airplane flies through certain types of clouds. Up there, The clouds are full of tiny water droplets that are basically breaking the laws of physics. These droplets are staying liquid even though they're way below freezing temperature, like that one friend who refuses to wear a jacket in winter. So here comes an airplane, cruising through these rebellious water droplets. The plane's wings create a sudden drop in air pressure. This is basically like giving these confused water droplets a wake-up call. They suddenly realize they're supposed to be frozen and turn into ice crystals. Once a few droplets freeze, they start peer pressuring all their neighboring droplets to freeze too. It's like the world's coldest pyramid scheme. These ice crystals get bigger and heavier until gravity pulls them down. As they fall, they leave behind this perfect circular hole in the clouds. Sometimes you can even see trails of ice falling from these holes. And depending on how the plane flies through the cloud, you can get different shapes. If the plane goes through at a steep angle, you get a perfect circle. But if it cruises through more gradually, you end up with these long canal-like shapes.